Good afternoon, everyone. So, it's one of the last talks, which is always, I know everyone is tired and they are not very excited to have more knowledge crammed into their brain. So, this talk is by design not that knowledge transfer, but just to have fun a little bit. So, we are going to look at how we could use Vue beyond the browser. A little bit about me. My name is Marc. If you want to ask me something, just share a picture you took at the conference or something like that. I'm very active on X. There you can find me at MarcBA. I'm a senior software engineer at Directus, where I love working at a super secret project. Can't tell you yet. Ha. Got me almost. So yeah, I'm from Luxembourg. Anyone else from Luxembourg here? Last time there was someone. He's not here today. Okay, maybe he's watching live. Okay, so in my free time, I'm a private pilot, which means I fly a lawnmower with wings. I'm not a private jet pilot or something like that, but it's still pretty fun and takes a ton of work, so it's main hobby. But I also do coffee roasting. I still have a few bags of coffee, of self-roasted coffee, with me. If someone is interested after the talk to get one, just approach me and you get one. And I make conference videos, as you saw earlier today. So that's a little bit about me. Let's get into it. Okay, so what we are building today. So by the end of this talk, Vue will control a light show in this room. Ooh. So if that's not a cool premise, so just stick around. It will, if everything goes right, it will be very cool. Or at least it will be funny, as my teammates say. So yeah, you might ask yourself, Marc, this is a front-end conference. Why are you talking about back-end stuff? Yeah, but let's get, I'm on the wrong slide. Okay. Doesn't matter. So yeah, we are going to build with the bun backend, with Vue, or even with Vue use a few things, and WebSockets. We're gonna build this light show. And yeah, so why Vue in the backend? You might ask yourself, Marc, this is a front-end conference. What are you talking about backend? Why should we be doing that? So yeah, a great way to deeply understand how something works is to try to use it for something it's not designed to do. I don't know if, I think this was last year or 2 years ago, there was a guy that got Doom running on TypeScript types. Not on JavaScript, but TypeScript types. So I'm sure, I don't remember his name, but I'm sure this guy learned a ton of stuff about TypeScript by trying to use it for something that it's not used for. So maybe this is like already good enough, but there's more. Yeah, you can just do things. Why not? It's fun, which is the purpose of this talk. So we have a lot of AI this, AI that. You have to, if you don't do this, you're left behind. Yeah, let's forget for 26 more minutes about that, and let's just have fun with a little bit of coding. This should already be enough, but there's even more. So you can use your Vue.js paradigms that you are used to in the front end. You can just use it in the back end, because why not? And ultimately, yeah, you're going to learn about a little bit about Vue reactivity in the process. I actually had the idea for this exact talk 5 years ago, a little bit more than 5 years ago, and I asked Evan, like on Twitter back then, I asked Evan, hey, do you think there's a problem by doing that? And Evan answered. We get to that later, but also Sébastien Chopin, the creator of Nuxt, answered, and he said, glad I'm not the only one thinking of this. So that's also confirmed my idea, so maybe this would be cool, but I didn't really make a talk out of it because I thought it might be a little bit stupid, but I think it will be very cool if it all works out, or very funny. So let's talk about what is reactivity actually. It's pretty easy. When something changes, we update everything that depends on it. pretty straightforward. So there's this concept track. So when a value is read, we note down who is reading it, and then when we trigger something, so when a value is written, we notify everyone that we noted down in the list that we wanted to track. So that's basically it about the reactivity. So how does Vue implement reactivity? Well, Vue uses JavaScript proxies. And I could give an entire talk about how this works. There's actually one, I gave it a few times, building Vue from scratch. So if you're interested in doing that, it's still somewhere on YouTube. But very basically, it's something like this. So we have a proxy that, if you talk to the proxy, you can intercept the writing and reading of an object, and you can add additional logic to it. So, for example, if we log out the color, what happens? So it goes to this getter. So this get and set is called traps, but so it goes to this trap, getter trap, and then it writes this down. Okay, so this function wants to be updated when or called when this object gets written. And then on the other side, when we have something like this, we set the color. We go to our clipboard. Okay, so did someone want to be notified about this? Oh yeah, this function. So we execute it and it's updated. So this is the basic premise of how Vue implements reactivity. A few things we are going to use in the backend here. This is all basic stuff. You all know this. We are going to use ref reactive, computed, watch, and also watch effect functions. Okay, how does something without reactivity look like? So this is what it would look like, and there's already like an issue. So if we have this color and we have this function set color, and after we set the color, we have to do a bunch of maintenance. So we want to broadcast this color, for example. We want to update a log, and then we also actually have to calculate some derivative value out of it. So this thing here in red, we have to do this every time we change the color. We want to set the color. So it might work, but you can't really be sure if in a bigger code base it's like always going to be executed, because you write another function that sort of updates the color and you forget to do this, and then you figure out very late that something didn't get executed. So with reactivity, how does this work? So the idea here is you describe what should happen, and Vue figures out when. So in practice, it looks something like this. So we have the ref here of the color, and then we have two watch effects. Actually, this could be in one watch effect. I don't know why I did two now that I'm looking at it, but it's fine. And then when we execute the color value set, so if you change the color, then these two watch effects are being executed. So my point is that you don't have to worry about when is something going to be updated. Like, just Vue takes care of it. And I find it super interesting because, yeah, you can do some cool stuff with it also in the backend. There are some backend-friendly adjustments we might want to keep in mind if we work with Vue in the backend. So this is the answer that Evan Yu gave me when I asked him, hey, is this something I should be careful about? And basically he said, yeah, maybe just make sure that you use shallow ref and shallow reactive. If not, so if, for example, we have a bun object, a node object that has a bunch of stuff, for example, let's say a WebSocket connection that has a bunch of stuff, if something changes there, it's all going to be re-rendered, which makes the performance abysmal. So yeah, we note that. We use shallow ref and shallow reactive. And then another thing is sync watchers. So the default pre and post flushes for a watcher they are before or after the DOM updates. But yeah, we are in the backend. We don't have a DOM, so we can do sync. If we set it to flush sync, it's gonna execute immediately because we don't need to batch effects for DOM updates. Yeah, because as I said, we don't have a DOM. Okay, it's demo time. First demo. There are 2 demos. But let's see, some live coding to just bring you the idea a little bit closer of what I want to do. So here we have, is the code readable? Yeah, probably in the back. Is code readable? Thumbs up? Yes, perfect. Okay, so here we have, it's not a very useful example, but it's cool to show. So we have a dice roll here, and every time we click it, it generates us a new number for the dice. And then we have the previous roll, and we have the score. Why doesn't this work? Oh yeah, no, it does work. So the game, it's not, yeah, the game is, but it's actually not a game that if you have 2 times in a row the same number, it deletes. And then your score is 0 again, but your high score stays. So if we go through it, goes up, and then we had twice the number 3, the score goes back to 0, and the high score stays. And this is all now without reactivity. And what we can do now is we can try to figure out how to do all of this. So we have here a variable, last roll, second last roll, score, high score, and then we roll a dice. We do some dubious assigning of things here. And it's already a little bit messy, but let's see. So let's just throw away this entire roll dice thing. And from these, I actually just want to keep the name because so I can copy it fast and I don't forget anything. And I want to start with import the ref and watch effect from view. It's already installed, so I don't have issues with the with the connection. Then, so what do we have here? I want to have the rolls, dice rolls, and this is just going to be an array ref. And then we have like the last roll. So this could be a computer property. So the last roll is, actually we forgot to import this. Okay, so the computer property, and this is the last roll value at last row value length -1. Okay, and then we have the second last roll, which is very similar. It's just rolls. Oh, yes. Thank you. Rolls. That's why it didn't offer me the right thing. This looks better. And then -2. So we can get rid of these 2. Then we have the score, which is also a computer property. Computed. Now we do use the rolls, and we reduce this accumulator and and the current. This is going to be like this. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, so this should be fine. It adds all the values in the array. Does this look correct? Yeah, I think so. If not, we figure it out. And then the high score is just going to be another ref. I put it up here with the others. High score is a ref of 0, and then we can delete that. And then we just are missing the function of roll dice. And what do we do here? So we have a roll. And let's see if I have this right in mind. So we have the floor of math random 6 and then +1. So a number between 1 and 6. And then we can return the roll, and also we can add it to the rolls. we just push it. Roll, okay. So this should actually already work. Let's try. Oh, great. Oh yes, I see. I passed this. Okay, so let's do another one that is just stats. Maybe stats is computed again. We return this thing. No. Would be easier. So yeah, so we probably just want to do this dot value. Does this work? Okay, so let's try it again. Oh, I don't use it. I don't use it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Live coding is always fun. You should try sometime. I don't use the stats, so this we can delete. And then we just pass the stats value. Hey! Thank you. So this works as intended, I think. What's the high score doesn't work, but we are getting close to the time, so we just ignore this because it's not really that part of what I wanted to show you. What I wanted to show you is that we can just copy all of this out. We create a new file called useDice.ts. We export a function useDice, and then we just put all of that in there, and then we return. I think we just need the role, the dice, and the stats, and then we can do import use dice from use dice, and then we just need to use the what was it, stats and roll dice. Yes, thank you. Use dice, and then we should still work. Yes, so it still works, and you see we have the same thing. We just have a composable just as we would have in front-end Vue.js, just in the backend, and it works fine. So yeah, this is the first demo. Thank you. So now comes a little bit more of a fun and exhilarating part of the talk. So we're going to do a light show, and for that I can already tell you, you will need all your smartphones because the light show is going to be your smartphone, which is a little bit crazy given the shaky internet or Wi-Fi situation, but we will try. So the idea is we have an admin client, which is on my computer. It sends something to the backend, which is Vue Reactive. We have their side effects. These side effects send a WebSocket broadcast, and it sends it back to the client, to the browser client, which is your phones, if everything goes well. So, light show demo. When I pitched this idea to a couple of colleagues, friends, I got a ton of support. For example, something like this. Like, you can see my team, they are really behind me. They did make a poly market of if the demo goes right or not. And but jokes on them, I can make a ton of money today. So yeah, as you can see, they don't have boundaries. But yeah, let's see how all of this goes. So the idea is, you connect to the demo website. I will show you the QR code in a minute. Then we chose the correct section. So the idea is, there are sections, section 1, 2, 3, and then when you log in, when you load the site, it gives you the section to choose. So let's make sure we are all on the correct page. So where's more or less 1/3? Let's see until here. Everyone until here, from your, I guess from your right, is section 1. So here until here, section 1, and then from here to here, section 2, and then the rest, section 3. So let's try this. You guys are section 1, section, and section 3. Perfect. Can't go anything wrong. So now that we know which section we have, it also helps if you put the brightness to 100%. So the idea is you log into this website and then you hold your phone up, and hopefully, like, you remember, like, I'm old enough to remember when you had like lighters at concerts, and then suddenly it changed to just the light, the flashlight on the phone, which is also pretty cool. But here I want to control all of this with a Vue.js powered backend, which, I mean, I'd say that at the beginning, why not? So let's try this. Here's the QR code. And while you try to log in there, I will set up something. Where did I put it? You probably wondered what you probably wondered what this is. You will find out in a minute. Because the idea is you hold up the phones, but you still see what I see. So this will be the mount for my camera. And because my talk was not complicated enough, I needed to add some like spicy thing here. Cable. Let's see. So this is my camera. It's me. Hello. Okay. Probably gonna be something like this. So let's see. Did everyone have the code? If not, I show it in a second again. But let's see if we have already someone logged in. Not even. Oh, yes, we have a bunch of. Oh, this is. I'm gonna be rich today. Okay, so cool. Brightness to 100%, please, and then hold up your phone. Yes! Awesome. And now you will probably be able to also see yourselves here. Yes. Okay. This is going a lot better than I planned. Then my. Oh no, don't zoom in. Thank you, Apple, but I don't know. I also don't want portrait. I don't want studio. Actually, studio looks pretty cool. Okay, so let's try something. Red. Yes. Let's turn off the section number 2. Hold on. Yes. Okay, so I see this is working, so please hold it up. And then we have, here I can set up a few custom steps, so custom steps. So for example, now red, green, and blue. And then I could, for example, for the second one, just turn off the middle section. And then we play this. All of this is controlled from the back end. So off, on, off. Actually, I can make it a little bit faster. Come on. It's a little bit not synchronized, but I'm not too worried about it. It should be fine. But now let's do something like rainbow. It's a preset of colors, and let's play it. Yes. And if we set this to 76 BPM, cool. And then we play a song that I know has 76 BPM. Now I need the audio. Let's see. It works. From 50 countries, landed in the rain. Theater, Amsterdam, will never leave. This is, by the way, is AI generated song, but we can turn it up. Turn it up. Reps and reactive data signals in the air. Computed properties running everywhere. A composer
us. It's a family we found, the loudest view crowd, the most beautiful sound. Welcome to Amsterdam,
Stay.
the world's biggest food stage, and we're all in communion. Components and composables, the code that we write. I hope everyone's having the time of their life tonight.
Okay, thank you, sound. We can turn down that. Okay. Thank you. So this word, someone from my team owes me an extra beer there. Right, yeah, perfect. Okay, so we have a few minutes left, so we can just take a look-see at the code here. I actually wanted to show this before, but I was too excited to see what happens. Okay, cool. So we have the backend here. This is like the index file, and then we have a bunch of like composables in the backend. For example, we have here something like use connections, and then here we have important the shallow ref. Do we see it? Yeah, the shallow ref in order because these are going to be sockets. Sockets, we don't want to observe all of that. We just like if something's added there. We have a few computed. I know this could be all very like a lot easier, but just to demonstrate the computed here, I did it like this. We have what is interesting. Maybe the light show is interesting for the last few minutes. So we have a ref here for the sequence at which step we are. We have beats per minute. We have an is it playing or not, so I can pause it. And we have at which current step it is. And then I can just pause and resume. So here we have the use interval function from view use. So yeah, we can import anything from view use that isn't using any DOM related stuff, which is pretty cool. So yeah, here we just keep doing this. If it's playing, it sends something. If not, so it cycles through the steps. And yeah, what else do we have here? Yeah, we watch the colors, and then we send the appropriate light signal to the referencing section, so to say. So yeah, I think this is it. Thank you for participating, and I hope you liked the talk. Just one more minute, one more thing. So this, I have to go through the entire thing again. Hold on. Oh, why did I put so many animations here? Okay. Okay, one last thing. Is Alvaro here? Yes, Alvaro, if you can come down. Just 1 minute. I have 1.5 minutes more. Alvaro, give it up for Alvaro. So yeah, just this week, Alvaro and I launched a podcast called F It, Ship It. So if you want to subscribe, here's the PR code. It's now on Spotify. Alvaro, want to say a word about F It, Ship It?
F it, ship it.
F It, Ship It. So it's a not so serious, but also serious tech podcast. We talk a little bit about tech stuff and tech adjacent stuff. Not only AI stuff, not only very technical things, also things surrounding the tech industry. And yeah, I mean, who needs another tech podcast? But why not? Today we learned why not. It worked out fantastically. So thank you.